Hey, it's Shar.
And this is Denver.
And we're just like that. Welcome to the unofficial recap podcast for Max's original series, And Just Like That. We're so excited. Denver,
so excited.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so let's get things started. All right, we are back. Denver, we are at episode 10 already.
I can't believe it. It's flying.
Better than
it's
sex.
Flying.
Better
than sex. It's interesting. I've seen a lot of discourse about this season and how campy it is and how kind of like difficult it is to watch. And I've seen like a lot more articles about just how people are kind of like hate watching it, right?
They've been doing that for 3 seasons now.
I know, but I feel like it's
get
more,
it. You all don't like the show
this season. I feel like it's more intense this season. But I say all that to say, I think in the last week or two, I've seen people watching it on different social feeds, and people have been really liking it, at least the last couple episodes. So maybe
I will say that I'm always shocked when someone who I would not expect to watch it, I see like a hot take from. Yeah. I'm like, oh, you watching Just Like That?
Yeah, I think more people are watching it than I think want to admit it to the public.
But they really do get on my nerves with that. I remember our last season of doing this show, we had gotten a few comments about that. And I don't know if hi, Kenzo. If you're like me, like there's not anything that I hate watch, I don't think. Like I have better things to do with my time.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think there is either.
Yeah.
I mean, my thing is if I don't like it, I'll stop it. And then I just won't pick it back up. Like I tried to watch the Old Guard 2 the other day, and it took so long, and it's been so long since the first one. I was like, you know what? I just don't care anymore. Click.
And as much as I love to be a part of the conversation, I don't have to be a part of everyone. Like I missed the Game of Thrones bus.
Same.
That wasn't my cup of tea.
I don't watch Love Island. Never seen it.
I missed the love. At one point I was like, I'm gonna just do the synopsis. There's like YouTube synopsis videos because I just learned this morning that show came on every weekday except Wednesday. Yeah. I can't. Same with Big Brother. I can do once a week.
I've never seen
once a week. Either. I can't watch even the shows that I love. I can't unless it's a talk show. I can watch 5 days a week. But anyway.
Nevertheless.
Which shout out to those of you on YouTube. The YouTube comments have been blowing up. I've seen Denver, you've responded to a few. You all are hilarious on YouTube.
They crack me up. They crack
hilarious.
Me up. And it's so funny because I'll have a tab up from when I upload like the last episode, and I just keep tabs up on my computer just because. And so when I'm closing out of the stuff I'm using, I'll see it and then it'll refresh and I'll say, oh, there's actually comments here. And I'll scroll through real quick and
Yeah, last week was kind of crazy. So if you all aren't watching, head on over to our YouTube and check us out. And if you're maybe driving or operating a forklift or at work where you can't have a screen, we are also streaming anywhere you get your podcast. So check us out. Yes. Are you ready to get into our one and only speak pipe this week?
Yeah, let's do it.
We only got one. This is from Cameron.
Hi, Shar in Denver. Whew. Finally, it is happened to me. I'm so excited. Carrie finally stood up and told that man to pack his duffel and go back to Virginia. Because what was he bringing to the table other than that coffee table? He was manipulative. He got family drama. Like, the D couldn't have been that good. I do have a question for y'all. I'm wondering, have y'all ever watched the extras, like the behind the looks that they do for every episode? I saw for this episode at the very end when Carrie's wearing that dress and she's meeting them at the little restaurant, meeting the girls. She's wearing this dress with this, like they said it was a oversized boyfriend sweater, but it looks like the sweater that Duncan is wearing. They were like, it was just a coincidence, but I don't know. I mean, Carrie needs to get out of denial and realize there is something there with Duncan. Whatever it is, I think she's going to try next episode, but we'll see. All right, let me get into this review.
Thank you, Cameron.
Yes, thank you, Cameron.
And I mean, you're quite the fortune teller. Go ahead, Denver.
Well, here's the thing. I normally don't watch them, but for some reason, well, not for some reason, but my Instagram feed will give me like little snippets and tidbits of like the extras. And I did see they had like a side-by-side of Duncan's cardigan, and then it was the same cardigan that Carrie was wearing. Did I send it to you?
I was about to say, I think you sent that to me. I'm almost certain you did. Yeah.
And they were like, it was just a wardrobe decision, nothing more. And I was like, that would have been cute.
Yeah,
it's something to work with.
It would have been cute, but that was not the case. I noticed that, my algorithm has been there's been a whole bunch of, and just like that, theories and memes
Mhm.
and hot takes and articles. And I did see that three of the cast members from Next Gen NYC on Bravo were
Mhm.
on Watch What Happens Live. And Andy
Mhm.
asked them, does Gen Z care about And Just Like That? And they were like, what's that?
One of the girls, I think one of the girls was like, well, some of my friends watch it.
Yeah, Teresa
Yeah.
Giudice's daughter said that
Yeah. Which makes sense because she's grown anyway. So
yeah.
yeah.
Well, are you ready to dive in?
Let's do it.
Thanks, Cameron,
Yes.
for
Thank you,
calling
Cameron.
in. And to answer your question, I don't think I answered, but no, I don't watch the extras. It's few and far in between. Denver, you still haven't gotten around to getting the house tour.
I started it though. I
Oh,
did
you
start it.
started
I
it?
started it, and then something
Okay.
happened, and I had to like stop. I think an email came
Ooh.
in, and then my mind switched to something else, and I
Yeah, so
never
it's
went
a
back.
lot happening.
Yeah, it's
I
still in
just
my
realized
YouTube
my
feed
mic
though.
was far from my mouth, so I hope I don't
Oh, you
sound like
sound
I'm
fine.
shouting across the room. Okay.
No, you sound fine.
So here we go. We open up this episode, and I felt it was so appropriate because the seasons are changing. We are transitioning from summer to
Oh,
fall.
that's so
We
poetic.
know that August 1st starts tomorrow, even though in LA, fall doesn't hit until Halloween.
Well, I was talking to somebody yesterday. I can't remember who. I think it was a dentist, and he was talking about how we haven't really gotten like our big hot LA summer. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh, it's coming. It's just everything's delayed.
it's
Climate change,
delayed.
everything's delayed. So October, November, it's going to heat
Be
up.
an
Oh, for
inferno.
sure. I'm so
Just
excited.
like they say we don't have a summer song, and I say the summer song is "Darling, Hold My Hand." Nothing
Oh
beats a
my
Jet
God.
2 holiday.
You know what? You might be right. You might be right.
That's the
You
song of
might
the
be right.
summer.
You might be
Because
right.
when
But
I
listen,
tell
I
you
love the
on
heat.
TikTok, I share every last one of those that I see,
See, I
except for
watch them all.
one of them I was like, I had to scroll so fast because it dealt with,
Is it the people doing it in the office?
no, it was a
Oh,
rat. It was a rodent
oh my God.
popping out on someone. And I was like, I couldn't even watch it. I couldn't even watch it. But
That's funny.
so yeah, the seasons are changing, and it like I said, we're transitioning into autumn, and
Mhm.
Carrie is narrating, and she's basically reading aloud to us her book still, as she's been doing this season. And this episode started out with a mantra, if you will. She had
Did
done
it?
all she could. She had done all she could. She had done all she could, which is how she ends one of her chapters. Duncan is giving her feedback. I should mention that he is over. He's over her place.
So he's
And
over there,
he's over
and
there.
it's furnished.
I didn't
There's
realize that it was
baby, there's chairs, there's tables everywhere, there's rugs, there's accent pieces. She's been putting in some work in that house.
well, I mean, part of the spiel was that, she was launched into being super productive, which I was like,
Mhm.
girl, same.
And the
I
hair
know
was
that I
laid.
conquer the world after a heartbreak.
Right. And the hair was laid as usual. Something about the
Yeah.
hair this season has been sending me through in
And
a
I
good
wonder if
way.
they got a new hairstylist. And
Okay.
I noticed that Duncan, of course, was being his usual self, being highly complimentary to Carrie. Like, he's
Mhm.
complimenting, he's got all the good things to say. One thing that I did notice is in his feedback of this chapter, there's a line that says that the man that the character's in love with, the man made it back from the war, but died from a wound from the previous battle.
Yeah, I thought that was so smart. And I just want to say about the entire episode, I think the writing this episode was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
fantastic. But that line in particular, I was like,
I
perfect.
said, "Oh, you
Perfect.
picking up what we're putting down." Which, by
Uh-huh.
the way, I saw you laughing on one of the YouTube comments that said Aiden thinks about big more than Carrie does in that last
Hello.
episode. And he
He
does. But
did
Carrie, big John James Preston has not crossed Carrie Bradshaw's mind since season 1.
at
You know,
all.
well, no, since
Not at all.
yeah, because remember she was reading her book, and the last season the book was about grief, and so,
Mhm.
but this
And
season
there's a
she's in.
slight quip to Anthony talking about I was never married, neither was I,
Yeah, I
which is
wonder
still
what
kind
that's
of awkward.
about. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
wonder
was
what
still
that's
awkward.
about.
I
Well,
don't know.
nonetheless, Duncan mentions that he's approaching his deadline and he's a little behind because he spent so much time helping Carrie. And he mentions how many pages she's been able. Well, she mentions how many. He mentions how many pages that Carrie's basically been able to crank out within these past few weeks because Sis is locked in, right?
Mhm.
Like, she kicked into being
She had that
productive.
motivation.
Now, also in this scene, I have this in my notes. I don't think I've ever tasted scotch.
Really?
Yeah, have you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What does it taste like? Wait, is it light or dark?
It's dark. It's a really refined whiskey. Like it's Scotch.
Mm.
What's the one? Gin 11? Gin. There's a couple. There's like Irish one that I've had. Well, I think
I've
they've all
had
been
Irish
Irish.
whiskey, like
No, I've had
Jameson.
Irish Scotch too. Oh, maybe not Jameson.
No, Jameson has gotten me in trouble.
We
Gotten me in
no.
a lot of trouble. Blackout
No.
trouble.
No, I mean, scotch is usually expensive, so that when he's like it's scotch
Oh,
worthy, I'm like, I know that's right.
got you,
Mhm.
got you. Maybe I'll make that part of my. That doesn't feel like a summer drink. Maybe I'll add that to my fall roster. Try scotch. That'll be on my
Yeah, I mean,
bucket
if
list.
you ever go out with a man and he likes cigars and you end up at a cigar bar, don't ask me how I used to end up at cigar bars all the time, but have him get
Shar
you
won't be there.
a
I'm very Aiden when it comes to smoke.
okay. Well, never mind.
Unless it's the marijuana, but that's a
Oh, I
hood
don't even like
a
that
hood
anymore.
rat side of me that this audience doesn't know.
What's in that cup right there?
Oh, this is just some jasmine tea with
I know
honey.
that's right. Then
Yeah,
that's what I need.
it's very appropriate. I have to be before we started recording. I was telling Denver I have to be up so early tomorrow for something I'm doing for work, and I don't know what I'm wearing. So no, I'm
That's
not
cool.
indulging in anything.
Yeah, me neither. I'm dry.
Oh, no tequila for you tonight?
No, I haven't had tequila in
2 episodes?
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean I drank over the weekend and then
Okay.
that was it, shawty. But one thing about this scene I noticed is his voice in this particular scene. Like something
Really?
about it, it was getting to me.
Mm.
I don't know why.
Well, Duncan went ahead and put it out there that he said, "I wonder." And then he kind of drew back. He kind of withdrew. Carrie's like, "No, what is it?" And then he says, "I wonder what I'd be reading if Aiden was still in the picture," basically. And then, apologized if he,
Mhm.
stepped over the line. And Carrie says, "I have no idea." But she does acknowledge that she wouldn't be as far in the book writing process as she's gotten if Aiden was still in the picture.
And that was cute because it was right after like their little like kind of banter back and forth. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I wonder what he would be reading if Aiden was still in the picture because he kind of got her together a little bit.
Yeah, because the woman would be doing something different in them
Mhm.
chapters. And I do like the way that Carrie and Duncan flirt. It's very
Me too.
quippy. It's very fast on your toes. It reminds me
Very
of
smart.
people who use arguing as flirting. This is what they think they're doing,
Exactly.
and it's not that.
Exactly.
Like, you're legit
Exactly.
arguing with me. You got a
You're
vein
in, you're
coming out of
you're
your neck.
insulting me
Yeah.
actually. And I'm supposed to find it cute.
This is what you think you're doing, but you're
Right.
not. It's an art to this.
There is an art. And during this, I when they kind of separated at the end of their little conversation, I was wondering, like, I wonder how Duncan feels like going back down to his dungeon now that he's been up in Carrie's grand palace.
Well, he
Like,
hasn't gone upstairs yet.
but I
Not
mean,
yet.
I mean, you see, I mean, you get
Well,
the
yeah,
you get
you
the
can
vibe.
see it's so like, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know I would be instantly ordering some lamps and some, but I mean, he's about to
I
leave anyway.
I'd be
So,
like, well, why haven't we been doing this up here this whole time?
well,
But we know why. But
sometimes you want to be
I
over
would
the
ask.
man's house. We know, Carrie. So, our next scene, Steve is back. Miranda. That's immediately who I thought of. That
Oh my
girl who goes
God.
viral imitating this actor. Steve is back. Miranda, Brady, the whole family's together, and they are gearing up for a lovely family dinner that Brady was in there slaving over. It's like,
Let's say
Shar didn't write down the menu this time, but I remember something like blackened
it
cod
was a
and
fish and like a
broccolini and
puree. Yeah, it
mhm.
looks good. It looks great, actually.
It did.
It looks
And
really
the
good.
portions, the plating. Okay, Brady.
Perfect.
And so Brady reveals that he's quitting Scout, which is his father's restaurant, and he's going back to school instead. And he's enrolled in culinary school. And I love that. I love when this show references real life, real world things, because Steve, of course, credits this to the bear. He's like, it's that
Right.
damn show, The Bear.
Which another one I've never seen.
I saw the first season and I have not felt compelled to go back. I liked the first season, but I've not felt compelled to like, damn, I got to catch up season 2. Like I feel like I saw what I needed to see, which by the way, I screened a new movie that's coming out.
Which
I
one?
don't know. Can I talk about it? Yeah, I mean, it's
You
coming
can
out.
say what it is.
Iowa Debris in it. She's in The Bear as well.
Mhm.
It's the new movie. It's called like After the Hunt. It stars
Okay.
Julia Roberts, Iowa Debris, Andrew Garfield. It's a wild ride.
It's a
It is a
thriller?
wild ride. It's not a thriller. It's kind of artsy fartsy. It takes
Okay.
place on the campus of Yale. There's lots of books, alcohol, and cigarettes.
Did you watch Opus?
And no.
Okay.
Is that her other film when
Yeah, the
she's like the
824
music
one.
journalist or something? No. And luckily this is more of like a drama because I'll just leave it there.
Okay, we'll leave it there.
I enjoyed it
Okay.
for what it was. But nevertheless, so he references, the bear, and Miranda makes a joke about, I think doesn't she say something about DNA? And Brady's like, I'm glad that you want to bring this up. And I'm so tired of hearing things about DNA and genetics and damn you, Sydney Sweeney, damn you.
It's funny. I did a video. I use that sound. I did a video of me and Kenzo about how genes are passed down. I was going to put it up, but I didn't. I was like, maybe I shouldn't do this because people are really, really upset about it.
Yeah, I mean, and rightfully so, because if you squint, and then I don't know what the hell Dunkin' Donuts was doing as well.
I mean, I get it in context of the commercial, like the Brooke Shields reference. Like I get
right,
that.
Of course I get it.
But when you said it in today's climate, it's like
she's blonde-haired, blue-eyed, and the White House came out in her defense, and she didn't push back.
Yeah.
She still hadn't said nothing. So I'm like, don't ruin Euphoria even more for me. I'm already like on the ledge with that show, and I'm anticipating the final season because Hans Zimmer is composing the music.
Right.
So but nevertheless, so she makes this joke and Brady just kind of casually drops, like he reveals that, I should mention that Steve got ecstatic and mentioned the bear, but Miranda is bouncing off the wall. She's like, yes, my baby about to be degreed. Like her reaction, she wants him in school and not working at Scout, of course. But then Brady reveals that he got someone pregnant.
Damn, Brady.
He is 20 years old, we should mention. He got someone pregnant. It's a girl who he hooked up with maybe once or twice. He was highly intoxicated both times.
It happens.
And he only knows her first name.
Also, it happens.
Yeah, when you're 20.
Yeah.
I'll say when you're 20. Things like 30. That can happen. Things 30. Like that can happen. I think that I
got to pause you there because Miranda and the Nun, hello.
Well, yeah, Mary.
So
I like to know, like, I'm not a fan. I need to know name. Like, it's a safety thing for me, just in case I got to track you down,
Yeah.
But yeah, Brady's out there living his best New York City life. We learned that this girl's name is Mia, and Miranda is instantly stressed. Steve is upset.
Baby.
And Miranda puts her lawyer hat on and starts this line of questioning. How far along is she? Are you sure it's yours? And Steve berates, like I've never seen Steve that angry before.
Me neither. I didn't even know the guy who played Steve had that range. I didn't know he could go there.
Yeah,
because he's never been that mad with Miranda.
No, he is not. And he went off, and I thought about conversations around things like this because he kept driving home like, you just ruined your life. You just ruined your life, which I think for Steve, the character Steve, was a primal response. Of course, there was no thought behind this. He really hurt Brady's feelings, but I did kind of jump back when he said, if you shrug one more time, I'm gonna lay you out. I said, oh,
well, I mean, I can't say that, my mom and family wouldn't have had a similar reaction, honestly.
I wasn't expecting that from Steve, though.
I mean, it's in New York.
Wait, you said your family had that reaction 2 years ago?
No, I know. I said no. I said something. My family wouldn't have had that same or similar reaction 20 years ago. Maybe not so much now because therapy and growth or whatever. But
yeah, no. I mean, same.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. But what I thought was funny is this scene, of course, paralleled the origin story of how we got Brady.
And I didn't really clock that until Steve kept going on and on about, she's having a baby by somebody she doesn't want to be with. And I was like, why is he so butthurt? Oh.
But then he shot back and said, I loved your mother and I knew her last name. You have messed up your entire life. And then I have dinner is over. Miranda has clearly lost her appetite. She pushes her plate away and dinner is over.
Yeah, he should have told them after dinner.
Yeah, he should have.
Yeah.
He should have. I agree. Yeah. I didn't think about that. He should have. Yeah. Our next scene is one of my favorites of this entire episode. One of my favorites. But it's the three-way call between Miranda, Charlotte, and Carrie. I just loved this scene. I loved the lighting. I loved the optics. I loved the music. I loved the conversation. And Miranda, which I also thought was funny. I don't know if you're like this, but like I'm FaceTiming my friends. I cannot remember the last time I was on a group call. I've been on plenty of group FaceTimes though.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this. I don't FaceTime. You're probably one of the only people that FaceTimes me and I answer, or I will FaceTime, but I don't FaceTime. I'll call for
I'm
sure.
a big FaceTimer. I cannot recall the last time I spoke to like my mama or my sisters, like my family, my father on the phone. Every single call is a FaceTime. And I know for me, it started in lockdown. It started 5 years ago. And it's something that I never let go. It's one of those things for me, like you never know when the last time you're going to see somebody. Like I like to, I don't know. It's connective tissue for me. Better than a phone call.
I saw this thread. It was either on Threads or Twitter or something. And a teacher was saying how Gen Alpha is going to save us because she asked her classroom of 8th graders how they communicate. And they don't text. They either call or FaceTime. And she asked why. And I guess they were like, well, number one, it's a lot faster.
Yes.
You can understand tone that doesn't come across via text. One girl said, if I'm telling you something, I don't want there to be record of what I'm telling you. So if I tell you, you can't show it. I guess because we're in a surveillance state, the kids are kind of wise enough to, the shit that we knew. And I thought that was interesting. I was like, is the pendulum going to swing back the other way? Possibly. And especially with AI and shit we can't trust on the internet, you got to pick up the phone and get somebody face to face to know what they said and what they mean. So
and even then, where we're going, you don't know if you're going to be talking to them or you talking to a damn scammer. Because I've definitely read stories about people who have gotten scammed with fake FaceTimes. I'm talking about bank account liquidated, So, but I do love that, and I agree. I prefer FaceTimes. I mean, I prefer phone calls or FaceTimes when I need an immediate answer. I don't need you. I don't need to hear back from you in 2 hours. I want to know now. So, and you can really. What's the word I'm looking for? You can just shorten the conversation. Something from 6 hours can go to 30 seconds, instead of going back and forth.
Get it done.
But now, so she's telling them the tea. Charlotte, of course, is dramatic. Like they all lean into their stereotypes. Charlotte is dramatic. Carrie gets very analytical. Like Carrie's the grounding force in this conversation. I love that. Love that scene. So then we get our next scene, which is Giuseppe and Anthony. They're getting hot and heavy.
Jump scare.
Really?
Baby, I looked down at my notes to type. I looked up and I just saw Anthony's ass on my screen and I was like, oh my God.
It's not bad for a 50, 60 something year old ass.
No, it wasn't. It took me a second. I think I was taken aback by the idea. And then once I settled in and once my eyes settled, I was like, okay, all right, cool. It's not that bad.
Well,
I think when he got out of the bed.
This scene was hilarious to me because there was a sharp knock at the door and Anthony's like, it better not be that damn girl with them Thin Mints, because the Girl Scouts, they are real foot soldiers, honey. They do not wait around. It doesn't matter if it's morning, noon, or night. They're going to sell you them cookies.
Okay. He said, don't answer the door hard.
That's what made this so Anthony's trying to adjust. And of course, when he answers the door, without looking through the peephole, but answers the door, there's this tall, hot firefighter. And instead of down boy, it's a tin hut. It's up in the air. But in the scene, we learned that the building is evacuating because there's a gas leak. A neighbor was trying to mount a TV and busted a pipe. And Giuseppe says, instead, we don't have to get a hotel. We can go to my apartment. And Anthony is clearly dreading this idea because I never even thought up until this scene that Giuseppe had roommates. I assumed he lived alone, especially all that big talking Gio was doing. I thought that he lived alone.
Well, I mean, two things. When Gio was talking, she was basically saying like, we got to find you a decent place, because I guess.
Yeah, she was looking for lofts for him and
his
stuff.
was terrible. And then Anthony's apartment, I remember I commented on the kitchen last episode and I was like, why is it so small? I think, he would have something better and bigger or whatever. I saw his apartment this episode. I was about
to say, I forgot to bring that up because I was watching wrong. And I was like, I wonder if Denver... That's like, a nice apartment.
It's not as bad as I thought. But, New York, it's so hard to tell.
Yeah.
But the kitchen was still trash.
Yeah, the kitchen, as most of them are. Well, we learned that he has one roommate, and he's an artist who works the night shift at Whole Foods. Then we get our next scene, which is LTW and Herbert. They are getting ready for a press breakfast for his campaign. Shirley the hamster is there. Which I love that LTW made a joke about transference because her daughter gave her the hamster to watch because she's not spending enough time with Shirley, the rodent.
Kids are funny.
And we learn also in this conversation that this upcoming Friday night is when the election results will come out. And Herbert's mother is coming to town, Mother Wexley. is coming to town.
Oh, that lady.
LTW also mentions that she's overbooked. She feels like Shirley on a hamster wheel, overbooked. And then that season ends. I mean, that scene ends. Y'all can tell I'm tired.
Herbert did make a joke about fitting it in, which kind of made my ears perk up a little bit. But yeah,
I hate her. Well, I shouldn't say I hate him. I don't like Herbert.
Again, I have a soft spot for Herbert. I don't know why.
He's such a meathead.
Maybe because he's just tall. Maybe because he's like tall and bald.
Maybe so. He does not. I mean, he's not unattractive. I just don't like him. It's his, as Carrie later says, meanness. My meanness. I don't like him.
Yeah.
So then, now it's morning time, and we are at Giuseppe's place, and Anthony and him are laid up naked in the room. Right. And that's when we meet Giuseppe's roommate, Andrew, who walks in without knocking to show Giuseppe a marionette puppet that he made in Giuseppe's likeness, crotch and all, bulge and all.
There's just no way. There's absolutely no way.
Anthony's understandably freaked out.
Just no way.
Yeah, it's creepy. There's no other way to slice it. It's creepy.
It's gross.
And I must say that when Giuseppe mentions that his roommate is this artist that works the night shift at Whole Foods, my mind went to someone long hair, kind of Adam-like, Seema's Adam-like, you know? Mm-hmm. And I wasn't thinking like artist in that way. Of course, my mind went to painting or drawing or abstract art, not no damn Geppetto and Giuseppe under the same roof.
You know, I thought that was such like a throwaway comment. I didn't expect the roommate to like come into play like for real. So I didn't even conceptualize him until.
And also, I've had roommates. As someone who's had roommates before, maybe it's cultural. I've never entered a room without knocking and getting approval and permission first. I've never been that comfortable. Not even with my siblings do I do that. You know. But yeah, Anthony is freaked out because Andrew is elderly. That's his main thing. And he thinks that he, got a thing for Giuseppe. But Giuseppe reveals that he is Andrew's muse, and Andrew is asexual. Our next scene, Charlotte is getting some renovations done. They're banging and loud. Harry's in the other room with the TV volume up to its maximum, yelling at the screen. And Charlotte has an upcoming Zoom call with Rhonda Portante, a psychic energy cleanse, like a psychic energy woo-woo-woo.
Healer.
Which struck me that Charlotte didn't go the traditional route and go to like a therapist.
Right.
Just looking at her character.
Or they're Jewish, right? Don't they?
Yeah.
So like the rabbi, wouldn't you go and like talk to somebody?
Yeah, this kind of is antithetical to her traditionalism that we've come to know her for. Right. But that's what she wants to do. We should mention that Rhonda is rude. I thought, now was Rhonda?
I wasn't mad at Rhonda.
Was Rhonda?
I wasn't mad at Rhonda. Rhonda was claiming her time.
Was her? I can't remember the actress's name right now.
I didn't recognize her. I thought I would, but I didn't.
So I was wondering why they withheld it. Someone's gonna jump on me for this. I think, if I'm not mistaken, she's the same actress. Let me look on my phone. She's the same actress from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Loud mouth.
Another show I've never seen.
Curb is good. I like Curb. She's loud mouth. She's Joy Behar's best friend. I can't think. Her name is drawing a blank for me right now. Susie Essman. Was that her?
I don't know, but the name sounds familiar.
I couldn't tell. Because she's got the same. Yeah, and there's no news for her.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is her. This is Susie.
I think that's her.
Yeah.
It looks like her.
Well, yeah. So you weren't mad at Rhonda for being a little rude.
Not at all. I'm taking my time. We have an appointment. I'm doing this for $40. You have all this clanking and banging. We can't get started. Like, I'm not going to sit here.
What I will say is, if I'm getting any service done of that nature, your camera got to be on. Don't play with me. I'm not talking to a black screen with your name. Your camera has to be on. It has to.
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, like teletherapy, just turn it off and just talk. I don't know.
When I did teletherapy with therapists, I had to look at them and I needed them to look at me.
I put you on speakerphone, put it on the table, and I pace back and forth and just get it out.
Let us know, are you more like me or more like
Yeah,
Denver at
I'd be curious to know.
speakpipe.com/we're just like that?
I
Or, I
think you're
mean,
gonna take it.
you all have been very comfortable with the YouTube comments, which, by the way, have you checked out Spotify lately? I have not.
No, I have not. It's such a weird platform.
I know.
You know,
Well,
no shade to the Spotify girls. Love y'all to death,
yeah,
but
we love y'all. I don't want to derail the conversation about the surveillance crap that they're trying to do. But just as Charlotte's guided meditation starts, Rock and Henry are immediately outside her door tap dancing, preparing for the school play.
of course they are.
Of course, they are loud as hell. So Charlotte asks for an extension. We should mention that this session, what is it, like 50 minutes?
Yeah, and she's already at 40.
She can't find no peace. But then we get our next scene, and I had to take a deep breath because we are at Adam's house. My God, today. My God on high.
Jaw dropped.
He is not living like I thought he would be living.
Like, how is your apartment cleaner than your body?
I do wonder what it smelled like in there.
I mean, I don't know. He had plants, so there's oxygen flow, windows, open air.
God. It was
books,
gorgeous. Seema's in there asking all the right questions. And then I screamed when I found out that he pays $900 American dollars a month for rent.
Right. Because, and I feel like we should point out that it was his family's apartment back in the day. They moved in when he was 10 years old and the mom died and it went to him. And it made me think, was like, oh, go ahead.
I was just saying it was him, I believe his aunt, his mom, and his sister.
And I was just thinking about, you think about generational wealth and, things that get passed down, if your family gets an opportunity to make some money or get stable or whatever, and just how much of that so many communities miss just by not being able to do that.
That's such a nice way of saying that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, because you're absolutely correct.
It's interesting. It made me think about, of course, the fires and Altadena and the Black communities who are displaced and how a lot of those houses have been passed down for generations that are now gone. And now they either have to, wait to rebuild or sell it and people buying it up. And, just things you don't really think about. So when I heard that $900 price tag on that gorgeous apartment, I just wondered how many people in New York are so lucky to actually have that.
We should also mention, not only are you correct, right? Because corporations are buying up Altadena. You would be hard pressed to find a room in New York City for $900. Rooms are going for $1,600. So it's just, it speaks to a whole bunch of systemic things. It reminds me of this brilliant TikTok that I saw, which I already knew about, but I feel like so many of our people, it needs to be put on the loudspeaker because financial literacy courses are not going to save us. We need more money. Like we didn't have that, to your point, that generational aspect. Like,
but it's such just a lifestyle boost. I mean, how amazing would it be to have a $900 apartment that you can afford by being a gardener or a poet? And you can, your housing is basically next to nothing, so that you can actually live. You can live, and have that one thing kind of secured.
Yeah.
Like one can dream.
A girl can dream. Well, also within this beautiful living room, Adam tells Seema all about his mother who died of cancer when he was 20. And I put in my notes that this woman was the OG Gwyneth Paltrow. Ooh. I mean, Birkenstocks, essential oils, vagina candles, all of it. Gwyneth Paltrow, baby. Which shout out to her.
Shout out to her. That commercial was
with
hilarious.
The scandal with the comedy. That was funny.
Comedy.
I mean, pure comedy. So Seema mentions that she wishes that she could have met his mother, and he introduces her to a plant. Now, when I saw this, I have this in my notes. Back when I worked in unscripted TV for Buna Murray Productions, one of my colleagues, this was maybe 10 years ago, maybe 11 at this point, maybe even 12. One of my colleagues was preparing, this was the first time I had heard of something like this, but she was preparing her mother. They were doing like the eco-friendly burial where you become a tree.
The tree, that's what I want to do. Oh my God, that's what I want to do.
I had never heard of that until my colleague, we were crossing the street from lunch and she was like, this is what my mother wants to do.
Yes.
Her mother was sick and on her way out. And I don't know if she got around to doing it because the season that we worked on had ended before, any news update, but I'd never heard of anything like that. So
Oh my
when
God.
Adam
That's
first
so
pointed out this
cool.
plant, I was like, did you plant a seed in her ashes and throw some dew grow on it?
That's so
Like,
funny. That is so funny because I saw that article. I saw an article about the tree thing like years ago, maybe
yeah.
like 10 years ago. And I'd always had it in the back of my mind. And it wasn't until just recently, I want to say maybe like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how we got on the conversation, but I had my mom and I had Jonte together at the table and we were just talking about just some random stuff,
Family planning.
family stuff. But it was like a really casual, it just came like over dinner. And I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I want to be a tree. And I kind of went through the whole thing. I was like, I don't want a funeral. I don't want any of that. Just turn me into a tree, take whatever you would spend on a funeral, go on vacation, like go just
Mm.
enjoy yours. Like I don't want any of that.
Yeah.
And if the tree thing isn't feasible for whatever reason, maybe they don't do it. Maybe it's some stupid ass process. Just cremate me and go just sprinkle me, like use me to fertilize something and then just go on about your way.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the cremation as well. There is something, I know that this is just a vessel and the
Mhm.
spirit leaves. There's just something about the idea of burial that freaks me out. Like I don't
I can see that. I can see that.
it just, I'm like, and also just have a party. My best headshot
Yeah,
and a party, it ain't got to be
yeah.
all that hooping and hollering, and because that's not what I would want you to do. We talked about grief in an earlier
Mhm.
episode. And I always think about my friend, and I allow myself to feel what I feel, but I also laugh sometimes because I'm like, he's probably laughing at me right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was a
The
sweet
tree thing is
moment.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
thought
thought
I
I
thought I thought she was in the plant, like literally.
yeah, at first I was like,
Yeah,
oh, because of course, because that goes along with Adam and his whole lore. His name is Adam Karma, for God's
right.
sakes.
And he's a gardener, so I mean, of
And he's
course,
a
he
girl.
would put her in the plant.
So then our next scene, Seema and Carrie are out for a drink that looked so good. You know I love a good martini, child. Good
Mm,
vodka martini.
not
And
vodka.
they're just catching up. Seema is predicting that her relationship will fail because she foresees possible mommy issues with Adam. And this scene was kind of funny to me because Carrie shoots back and says, I don't see what the problem is. Families that are living, that's the real threat.
Mm,
And
she
Seema's
would
like,
know.
yeah, but when they're dead, they enter sainthood. They're saints.
Also true.
Carrie then shares about Duncan and how she could get used to having a writing partner. Seema inquires if it could be more. And I loved this scene. The little
Well,
journalist in me.
mhm.
When Carrie launched into, I've never experienced a man see me as smart first.
Yeah.
Sexy, yes. Cute, yes. But that's limiting. Duncan respects my thoughts and he sees my meanness. There's so many women yearning for that. And that's not saying don't
I
find me
believe it.
hot and sexy and cute, but I think that a bedrock of respect and mutual respect is viewing someone. It could be dehumanizing to be reduced to physical attributes.
Right, right,
It
right.
could be so dehumanizing. And there's so many men that in particularly like women for one thing and one thing only. There's no respect, there's no real care or
Mhm,
real intimacy there outside of sexual things. And so this is a conversation. This ain't a new conversation. So I'm sure
mhm.
that Duncan is like a needle in a haystack. He's tall, he's attractive, he's accomplished, and he sees you. He really, like we see in these scenes, Duncan is locked in. He hangs on to
Oh
Carrie's
yeah.
every last word and showers her in compliments. Like that is like open the
Beyond.
skies. Yeah.
Well, and to your point, I think something that I also liked and respected about Duncan is he saw Carrie without external validation, which we'll kind of see later. Like he was able to
Mm.
clock how smart Carrie is
Mm-hmm.
and appreciate that without somebody else having to say, "Hey, that do you know
Mm-hmm.
who you're dealing with?" And of course, again, we'll get to it later.
We
But
will.
but I appreciate that. I appreciated that aspect of just their connection.
Yeah. We also
Just
see in this
completely
scene,
self-determined.
that Seema offers to give Carrie a ride home.
Mm,
She's back in business. Rocco's back. She's
good
got her
for
car
her.
back.
Good for her. And I think we should break here for a hot
All
moment.
right. Sounds good.
Cool. All right. And we are back. Yeah, it's a quick break. And I think now we are at Miranda and Charlotte headed down the street. And I think, it's something about what we're dealing with in this scene I particularly like because it's not often that we get to see white women dealing with baby mama drama.
No.
So I'm gonna let you set it up and kind of say where we're going. But
And
just something
it's not
that
often that we get just Miranda and Charlotte in scenes together.
true,
That's not that common. But
true.
as you mentioned, they're doing a walk and talk, and they're going to go check out Mia. And Miranda mentions that Brady got so mad at Steve that he moved out and moved back in with her. And she's understandably upset because she's like, what the fuck? He
She's
gets this girl
just
pregnant and I'm a mother again because you know what's going to happen.
right. She's just getting her groove back.
Yeah, just someone, I wish I could pull up the tweet. Someone's tweet went viral because they posted a picture. Someone tweeted a picture of Miranda and Steve back from the OG series, and a girl
Mhm.
retweeted and said she had a baby that she didn't want to have, gave up corporate law. Da, 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 da. She listed all of this stuff, and she said only for her to end up being a homeless nomadic lesbian or something like that. And so
Oh my
people were talking
God,
about how important it is
that's hilarious.
to really make sound decisions, because Miranda, it kind of reminds me of Lynette from Desperate Housewives, how
Mm.
Lynette was like this working, and then Tom comes in and she has 8 kids and never returns to corporate life and doing what she really wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like you can do everything that you think that you're supposed to do at one point
Yeah.
in your life, and then
Yeah.
get to a later point in your life and be completely unhappy and feel like you need to blow it up and do something else.
I have a lot of conversations like this.
And
I vent about this when I think about the state of the world and
like you can do
certain things.
everything right.
Yeah, certain
Yeah,
things in our generation, I had to free myself of looking at them as a personal failure, because they're a structural failure, they're a systemic failure, because I did everything that was required of me. And
yeah,
it's like,
but
this
but
does
but
not
but
look
the
like I
world,
thought it was going to look.
the world that we did them all in is not the world that we ended up in.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it
Exactly.
doesn't even count.
Exactly.
Doesn't even count.
Exactly. Still trying to redo stuff and let go of stuff from 2018. It just ain't, we're in a different world now, Shar. Like,
Yeah,
nevertheless.
yeah, we got the rules to a different game.
Once we get into the salon, we're greeted by the receptionist, Emily. And Miranda did not do her research because she is in there singing Mia's praises and saying that, she heard Mia does great work and that's who she wants to see. And so eventually, the receptionist is like, it's odd that we get requests for the shampoo girl. We should also mention that we meet we meet Mia in this scene.
Mhm.
And that's when we learn that she's a shampoo girl. And she mentions that she works there, part-time, but she's really, her passion is in developing this wellness app. I should mention that she's so stereotypical Gen Z. There's vocal
Mhm.
fry. There's some airiness to her.
Yeah,
She
it's a
probably
kinda
does
like
the Gen
Brooklyn
Z
hipster thing
stare.
going on.
Gentrification.
That's another way to put it. Yeah.
Well, I have in my notes in all caps, bitch, Mia is gassy AF, because what was happening at that shampoo bowl?
I have she's gassy and she's nasty. Yikes.
She is nasty. And so in this, while Miranda's getting her hair shampooed, she launches into a conversation with Mia. And Miranda always takes it a step too far. Like, I'm a Miranda defender, but
Mhm.
Miranda sometimes she doesn't know how to. It's like once she jumps off the deep end, she never knows how to swim back to shore.
That's a good way to put
So
that.
you said what?
That was a good way to put that.
Yeah,
I
she
know a lot of
just,
people like that. Like, "Oh, just shut up."
it's just too much. She takes it
Yeah.
one question too far, right? So she's asking her all about everything going on, and Mia's talking about her gas and her pregnancy. And I have in my notes that she mentioned that she was going to get an abortion until she realized that the baby's going to be a double Libra.
I
Um
don't know how to feel about that.
oh, you're
Like,
not a fan
I
of
don't
Libras?
no, I mean, I only know, like, 2. One's my
Okay.
mom, and one's, like, a really good friend of mine who we connect really well.
Uh-huh.
Um, I mean, I like them. I can find them irritating sometimes, but, like, I don't
I
know what
always
I
say,
don't know what double Libra means. I mean, they're my opposite. What do you call it? The polar?
oh, the sister sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
Mhm.
either going to despise them or love them. I
Right.
love
Boy Libras I
Libras.
like. Lady Libras, not my favorite.
I've never met a Libra that I don't like. I like them. And I'm a Capricorn, but I always say that Libras ain't nothing but a Leo without a mirror, child. They the same
Well,
thing.
that's crazy because I love Leos. Like I'm surrounded by them all day long. So maybe that's why I like the boy
Me too,
ones.
unfortunately. So, so Miranda starts asking about the baby daddy a little bit too much. And that's when Mia clocks her, and Miranda confesses that I'm the fuck buddy's mother.
Mm.
And that's when Mia lets that hose, that shampoo bowl hose, do the talking for her, because she
Soaked her.
waterboarded Miranda.
Sure did, poor lady.
Yeah. And then threw a towel at her and said, "You have to be a Taurus." Like, this girl is crazy.
But is she?
I think Miranda is a Taurus, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll Google it as you keep going.
I know if she's not a Taurus, I know without a shadow of a doubt she is an earth sign. I know that much. So yeah, Miranda pleads her case with Mia and says she hopes that, her family can have some sort of connection or involvement in this little girl or little boy's life. And Mia takes offense to that because that's just so binary. You don't know what I'm having. That's so binary.
So a couple things. This says that Samantha is a Taurus.
Oh.
Carrie is a Libra. Charlotte is an Aquarius. And Miranda is a Cancer.
I do not agree with Miranda and Samantha.
And both Big and Che Diaz are Aries. So
I could definitely see that for Che.
Do with that.
Not so much for Big. Samantha definitely gives fire sign energy. Nothing about her gives earth sign. Nothing.
Seema and Harry are said to be Leos.
I could see that. I can see that for both of them, actually.
Lisa is a Scorpio.
I could see that.
And Anthony's a Capricorn.
I could see that.
And I'll stop there.
Opinionated and talk too much. Yeah, Samantha's very fire sign energy, and Miranda is earth sign energy. She don't give me no damn water sign. But thank you for sharing that, by the way.
Yeah, so I was looking for one, and they all just kind of came up. But I heard you go over you're so binary comment, and I was thinking to myself, and I was just kind of wondering, like, is it wrong to like identify a child for sake of ease before they're old enough to like have enough agency to identify themselves? You know what I mean?
I don't think it's
like,
wrong.
Is that so bad?
I don't think it's wrong. I know there are extremes with this. There doesn't seem to be a middle ground when it comes to something like this. I don't think it's wrong. I'm not really a fan of gender reveal parties because I look at them as a waste of time. That could be incorporated in a baby shower, but also like you might gag. You're doing a gender reveal party and you might gag in 10, 15 years. Like it just,
I mean, and I think that's fine.
And a lot of people have died people don't really be dying with baby showers. Gender reveal parties, I see in the headlines on a yearly basis, planes crashing, people losing hands, fingers, fireworks. Like it's just not a good idea.
I mean, I don't like the ceremony of it all, but I understand like the excitement, and it's not so much like as a signing, it's just like, you know what you expect. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's a boy. Like, you expect it to be a boy.
You see one of the two parents having a damn tantrum.
Oh, well, that's just ignorant. I don't
like that happens all the time. Like I've seen viral full-on tantrums. Yeah, because they're having little girls. I've seen women disappointed, not because they're having little boys, but because they're having little girls. I'm like, oh, these babies don't even know what they going into. Ugh. You should just want. My view on it is you should just want a happy, healthy baby.
Well, wait a minute, because I've seen somebody get in trouble for that. Somebody was in the living room saying, "We don't care if it's a boy or girl, we just want a healthy baby." And then somebody in the comments was like, "Well, parent of an unhealthy babies deserve love too." And it was like an entire thing of whatever. And it's like, damn, you can't even say you want a healthy baby. There's nothing wrong with saying you want
a happy baby. I want a happy. We want a happy baby because I understand that argument as well.
I mean, I get it on like
you could have an unhealthy baby and it might be a result of, because people, when they see, and I'm using air quotes when I say not a healthy baby, they look at that as a reflection of the mother's failure or something. And it could be an act of nature. It could be anything.
I mean, I get it if you break it down, but I think, a good part of media literacy is context, and
for sure
what the fuck that person's saying.
Yes.
You're not, you know what I'm saying? So you're splitting hairs
in social media land. Everybody's always looking for a fight. That's where we are today. Everybody's
they can all suck my dick
things.
because I don't play those games anymore.
I don't.
I used to go back and forth with the best of them, but now, okay, you win, you have it.
It's rage bait. And when you realize that it really boils down to so many people being unhappy and they want you to be unhappy as well. Like that's how I look at it. So many people are and rightfully so for some of them, but to project that is crazy. So I ignore them as well. But where are we at? Okay, so the binary comment, and then we get Mia storming off, farting like hell. Like she is just toot to the point where one of her coworkers goes, "Jesus, Mia."
I mean, I'm glad somebody said it.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So now we're back at Carrie's place. Duncan is over again. And now what I do have in all caps, I don't know if you noticed this, so let me know if you did, but there's a new table.
Yeah.
There's a new table.
I did.
The Aiden table is gone.
As it should be.
Our girl was in there.
I didn't even think about that until I was like, wait a minute, something in here don't make sense.
Yeah, I saw they zoomed out. Duncan's down there waiting on Carrie. She's upstairs fussing with the printer. And when they zoom out, I said, that's not the Aiden table. Like sister she cleared it. Okay. So, but she's upstairs taking a long time fidgeting with that printer. And this is when Duncan takes it upon himself to go upstairs to fix the printer, of course.
You got to be real comfortable to do that.
Yeah. But I feel like they've been spending so much time together because we've had a fast forward with the season or whatever. And so, yeah. Goes up there to fix the printer, and they're in her office, and that's when he starts exploring, and she gives him a tour of her most prized possessions, aka her closet and her shoe closet. I said, "Oh,
right.
Even Aiden had to ask permission, child."
Well, something I thought was interesting is he stopped just at the entrance. He didn't just walk in.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, so that's a gentleman. That is a good man right there.
Yeah,
yeah.
He did. He commented on her clothes, and she's like, "Yeah, it's New York. We go out." And also in this scene, he invites her to a party Tuesday that his publishing house is throwing. And of course, she accepts. Our next scene, we see Gabby, the Wexley's daughter. She's rummaging through a drawer in her parents' room.
Poor baby.
And she is looking for Shirley, child. She looking for Shirley because this baby didn't let Shirley out for a walk.
Now, how did that hamster get the name Shirley? Is it historical? Like Shirley Chisholm? Is it? Did the baby name it? Did the mom name it?
With the Wexleys, you never know if it's historical. Everything's got a root cause. It could be named after Shirley Chisholm for all we know.
That's what I'm thinking. That makes the most logical sense to me. But then, like, why did the girl name it Shirley? So Lisa, did she name it?
Shirley's out on the loose. She let her out for a walk, and LTW snaps, understandably, right? Because as she mentioned, it's this big house. There's a rodent. I can't go to sleep because there's a rodent running rampant and
it's a rodent, but it's a hamster.
I know, but still, Denver. Imagine being in sleep and it comes forth. Like I just on
also,
top of that,
don't bother me at all. So
as LT for me, I don't want to be around no gerbil, no hamster, none of that, none of it.
God, I stole one once. Did I ever tell you that story?
No, did it live?
No, I brought it back. So when I was a kid, when we would go to the mall, my mom would go to the nail salon and she would give me $20. I'd just walk around the mall. There's a pet store I would always go to. And that was back in the day where you could reach in and touch.
Yeah.
And they had mice and guinea pigs. And I don't know, one day I decided to just grab one and take it with me. So I took it and I put it in my pocket because I had a coat. And I took it with me just around the mall. And I had this mouse in my pocket.
Did you just finish watching Stuart Little or something? No. What would possess you to do that?
No, I don't know. Because I was young and stupid.
Yeah.
So I had this mouse in my pocket. And I was like, I don't have any place to put it. I don't have any food. I can't keep it. I don't even know if I want to keep it. So I just walked it down and put it back. But I guess I didn't really steal it. I borrowed it.
I used to like going in little pet shops like that, little novelty shops like that. And I remember when I first saw a chinchilla, it freaked me out. Like it scared the shit out of me. I ended up touching it, but it's big. Like, I don't know. It just freaked me out. Them big eyes. It's a beautiful animal, but it just freaked me out. I wasn't expecting. I had heard about chinchillas and, the music and stuff. But I'm like, how could you make a coat? Oh my God. It's so pretty.
It takes like 1,000 to make a jacket.
I know. I don't want to. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Because
so
murder is murder. But yeah, LTW snaps. And like I said, understandably, because she also mentions, what if Shirley die? There's nothing you got to use your nose to find Shirley. Like, don't nobody want to do that. You do. You do. She's so little and
yuck.
you'd have to use your nose to find her.
Yuck.
And so, damn it, where am I?
Oh, she
Okay,
snaps.
so
She
Herbert,
screams.
yeah, she snaps and she screams. Herbert, what I loved in this scene with him is that he actually showed up and
Mhm.
comforted LTW.
And he does in his own way. I mean, like, he's kind of a dick, but sometimes Big Herb pops out and he does what he needs to do. I'm
Not
here for
Big
Big Herb.
Herb.
I'm here for Big Herb. Like, I am here for Big Herb. When he's on it, when he's like on his shit, I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah, when
Yeah.
he's acting like a little baby, I'm like, okay, little Herb. But Big Herb, I love Big Herb.
And then that witch of a mother-in-law comes in and has the nerve to refer to LTW as mommy dearest. I thought that was rich.
That was rude.
Now we're back at Adam's house and Seema is in the kitchen for a smoke break.
Mhm.
And she opens the window to let the smoke out, and she opens the window and we get a beat of Mama just hanging out in the window, and then Mama plummets to her death. She falls out of the window.
Bless her heart. Bless her heart.
Then, since we're going scene by scene, we're back at Charlotte, who's over Carrie's place for her set, which I thought this was weird because I don't have the confrontation happens in that scene, right? The plant falls out, and then Seema runs upstairs to
right
tell
away.
him.
She tells
Yeah,
him
yeah,
right
yeah.
away, which I
For
appreciated.
some reason, I didn't write that down. But
She
yeah, so
didn't- she didn't hold it.
yeah,
She was like,
that's the button on that scene. She's
Yeah.
freaking out. So now we're at the next day, and Charlotte is over Carrie's place. Oh no,
That's
this
the
is
next
what
day.
trips me up. It's still the same day.
No, it's not.
Well, when Charlotte gets on this call, the lady mentions that she only has 12 minutes left.
Right, because she rescheduled, but then like the back and forth and trying to figure out
Okay.
took up her time.
So I was confused. Okay. So it's the next day. Charlotte is over Carrie's place for her session with the psychic. And then Charlotte clocks the very nice Vivian Westwood dress
Mhm.
that Carrie has hanging up, which shout out to the movie, which I bring up every episode because the wedding dress that Carrie selected in that click flash Sierra scene
Mhm.
was Vivian Westwood. Gorgeous
Sure
wedding
was.
gown with the bird. I put a bird on my head. And that's when Carrie tells Charlotte all about the party. And she confesses that she hesitated accepting going because of Miranda. And she mentions how she got defensive with Miranda and went off on her. So Spicy Carrie is checking in because we heavily criticized her for this.
We did, and I mean, kudos to Carrie for having the self-reflection to realize
Yeah.
she was defensive and that actually triggered her to a point where it's affecting her months later.
Yeah.
To take it all the way back to that's impressive.
And then we get my favorite version of Charlotte, grounding Charlotte, who mentions to Carrie, listen, you know how true you were to Aiden, but that's over. He's gone. Like, you got this, girl. I can't tell you what to do. Miranda can't tell you what to do. You gonna have to lean into whatever. Like, you can't worry about whatever. And I feel like that's a beautiful message with just trusting. We have to, I'm going to group us all in this. Sometimes things happen where we question or learn, we start second guessing ourselves instead of leaning in head first and living life on our own terms. And because I know that this definitely happened to me. And it is one of those things where it's your life. You're the main character. You have to be unafraid to fail. You have to be unafraid to, skin your knee. You can't live in a bubble. You have to try new things. You have to. I can't tell you what to do. You can't tell her what to do. Like, you have to do it for yourself. Otherwise, you're going to be in, what is it called? Functional paralysis, where you just
I don't know.
Addicted to playing it safe, where you never make a move in life.
Yeah, that's never been my story, but I definitely
That's never been mine either. I have gone through periods in my adulthood where I felt like I'm in functional freeze because when it happens succinctly, when it's like, God, I really need a win, and things just keep happening. It's like the body learns to just predict the outcome, and you just kind of end up frozen for a few months or whatever.
See, I think for me, like, I've always been like the one person, like, I always trust myself the most. Like, I've always trusted just whatever I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do it. I've been like super sure in my decisions. But I think that as I've gotten older, that stayed the same. But I guess putting myself in circumstances or situations where I had to trust myself became fewer and further in between. So I didn't lose that trust. I got to a point where I didn't have anything to trust myself in anymore, if that makes sense. Like,
No, that does.
I stopped taking the risks.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So I feel like I'm just now at a place where I'm getting back to like doing riskier things and just kind of seeing what happens, which I think is cool.
For me, it's interesting that you bring that up because for me, it has been the more viewpoints I take in, right, the more I was second guessing myself. I can think of instances, like one in particular, I was looking for someone to tell me I was wrong. And so I ran it by the whole world, and everybody was like, no, you were right, because I'd grown so conditioned to gaslighting myself, essentially. Like I had wound up, I don't know how I landed there, but I had wound up just, like I said, I was taking in too many cooks in the kitchen being up here, too many viewpoints, to the point where I was not making a decision without running it by 8 people and getting the, trying to weigh it out, like just feeling very fragile in that way. And trusting more people than I was trusting my own. Like I had to redo my relationship with myself because of years of emotional abuse, in varying forms, and gaslighting and people telling me it didn't happen, but it did. But what would make it full circle is I would feel instinctively, like let's say I felt something about somebody, like something ain't right with her. Something ain't right with her. Then everybody like, you tripping, I always am vindicated. There's not really been a time where I haven't been vindicated.
We're talking about people? Oh, baby.
People, instances, like I'm like, Shar, you got the juice, bitch. Like you are discerning, you know what you do. Just follow it and run towards it and be unafraid to be wrong. Like don't do no silly stuff, but like
just stand firm in your convictions. Like this is how I feel. This is what I think, and this is where I am now.
And so I will not be participating in this. Right. Call me when y'all not doing this, because I don't want to be around that type thing, because I'm always vindicated. But nevertheless. So she's over there, and what I loved about this scene is Carrie, she's going back and forth and really detailing out the kind of like the shame around, Miranda finding out about this, and Charlotte goes, fuck Miranda. I said, me too. I don't know this, Charlotte.
But she said it in a friend, like it wasn't like a fuck her in like a negative way.
Yeah. Like it's like, girl, lean into do you, because Miranda's gonna do her each and every time, as we've seen. Miranda's gonna do her.
There are some friends who you have to kind of take that tone with, because they're always gonna have a thought, opinion. They're always gonna think the worst, assume the worst. Because they do it for themselves, but they'll do it for you too. They'll put the fear in you.
I've had seeds planted where I started doubting, and family too.
Parents, grandparents, and it usually comes out of love, like they're afraid for something bad happening to you, so they kind of put that on you. But sometimes you kind of have to say fuck whomever to people really close in your life. I agree.
So Charlotte joins her session with this psychic woman, and there's 12 minutes left to spare. And that's when the waspy psychic woman, like Charlotte, like the woman's like, oh, what is it? You're breaking down about painting your walls. And Charlotte confesses like about the hairy stuff and how she had to keep it locked in. And that's when the woman turns on her camera and her tone totally shifted. Now she's offering compassion. She apologizes because on Zoom, it's easy to dismiss people and not. That's why you got to have that in person. It's different when it's in person.
Now, I don't really know why this was stuck in the middle of this episode. This felt like one of those like lessons, like somebody needed to make a point about something that we just don't quite understand.
It's that writer's room.
Like somebody
it's that writer's room when you giving me notes on Zoom, bitch.
somebody needed to get something out, and I don't think as viewers we're in on that at all. Because it felt so out of place to me.
I'll listen to the podcast and see what they got to say.
Yeah, please let me know, because I was like, oh, why
so now we're at Seema's office, and Adam is there. He popped up on her because she's been icing him out of embarrassment, and he gives her part of the plant. And she's like, I'm not good with plants, and he's like, I'll be here to water it. Cute scene, cute couple.
But wait, now, what's the assistant's name?
I can't remember.
It's not Robbie. Is it Robbie?
I don't think it's Ravi. Ravi was the boyfriend's name.
So that's his assistant. Anyway.
It's something like Art something.
Oh, he's kind of hot. I don't think I realized that until.
And he's funny too, right? Yeah. Because when Seema was like, I killed your mother. He's like, okay. Girl, I just took out a 2-year lease, girl. Like, I need this job. So, which I love that everyone like is talking about the rent. Remember the last assistant at Seema's old group was like, when Seema was like, you want to come out and, she gave her the Jerry Maguire speech, and she's like, girl, my rent is $3,000 a month. I ain't leaving this job.
Not everybody has a $900 rent control department.
Hello. God, that's such a dream. I
and
could
that's what
cry.
that's what I'm saying. Like, if more people have that, maybe she would be able to go
And
out.
it's a good,
do
it's
the
not a
thing.
hole in the wall apartment.
Mm,
It is stunning
yeah.
and
Good for
exquisitely
Adam.
decorated like a dream. I'm going to listen to the Writers Room podcast to see what
Mhm.
they have to say about this, because I feel like this was rage bait. Like they intentionally was like,
Not
we're going to do
rage
this
bait.
glamorous apartment in the sky and say Adam pays $900 rent control. They know everybody pissed about it.
Yeah.
So now we're with the Wexleys, and they're getting dressed and rushing out the door. It's Friday night, apparently, because it's election result night.
Mhm.
And I love that this scene, we didn't really have to sit through election night, because
Thank
just as
God.
quickly as the elevator door closes, it reopens. And that's when we learned that Herbert has lost the election for comptroller. Little Henry was like, we were 5 points ahead. The little daughter is like, well, the working class swayed the vote.
Mhm.
He was really gagged. Everybody was, and let me just get to this part. So LTW is offering him compassion. His mother isn't. That's what stood out to me in this. Like, his mother is a witch.
She said, "How did you enter an election or a race that you had the chance to lose, or something like that?"
Isn't that every
And I was
single
like,
thing we
"What
do?
a dick thing to say." Number one.
Yeah.
Number
When he
two.
worked so hard with that campaign, he was part of a barbershop quartet at the
Mhm.
beginning of the season. Like, he worked hard.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize how triggered I was from the Kamala loss, because so this whole like interpolation thing kind of like
And they were really
tugged,
driving that point home. I was like,
like
was
like
his
they
election
tugged some
rigged?
right, they tugged somewhere, and I was like, "Ugh." Then she did her whole book thing today, and I was like, "Great." I
Which
just want to.
I am on the fence. I know that I will probably get that book. Will I read it though? Don't know if I'm there yet.
No,
Don't
they're
know
they're gonna
if
pull
I'm
out
there.
all of the parts I need to read, just in what we do, and also
Don't know.
it's too fresh.
Yeah.
It's too fresh. I
Well, I
am
would have to
definitely not
read
running
it,
for governor
because
though.
if I ever meet her, I want to say in full confidence, I read your book 107 days.
Oh, I said, congratulations on the
And
book.
just well, now what I do love is that LTW comforts Herbert
Well,
by
she tries,
reminding him, but she reminded him what he reminded her earlier in the episode, which is you're human.
and it
So
didn't
you
work.
didn't win, you're human. No, it didn't work. It
It
didn't
didn't
work.
work. He was being
But
a big old baby.
it was cute
Yeah,
for what it was.
it
So
was.
now our next, oh, go ahead.
I don't know, she looks a little disappointed that it didn't land. So I wonder if that's going to play into next week's episode. But we'll see.
God, I hope not. I just need Herbert on his best behavior, Jesus.
Mm.
So now Carrie is dressed. We see Carrie dressed in this skirt blazer, like skirt suit combo, and
Mm,
she is heading down the steps, heading to Duncan's party, when she stops herself
thank
mid-step
God.
and go. I mean, granted, the outfit was cute. It just wasn't for the party.
No, it was
It was not
business
for the party.
meeting. It was a
Yeah.
business affair attire
But I
situation.
think that's part of what I got from this scene, is that Carrie is done lying to herself, right? She's
Mhm.
done psyching herself out, because if she were with Aiden, she definitely would have worn that outfit to establish that this is a business thing for me, right? That's what that
Absolutely.
skirt suit said. And I'm like, I've done this before, where you got something, it's a lesson in following your first mind, where you got
Mhm.
something laid out. Like, I remember one time I went to, what party did I go to? It might have been someone's birthday party. And I was going to wear, I had like 2 rompers laid out, because this is a summer
Mhm.
birthday party. And they both were patterned and elaborate. I think I got them from New York and Company at the time. And one of them was cuter than the other. And
Mhm.
that's the one that I planned on wearing. Like, I flocked to that one naturally. But for some reason, I ended up putting on the other one. And as I was heading for the door, I was like, I don't feel my best in this. So I'm
Mhm.
going to change. And when I tell you, when I got to that birthday party, I was so glad that I changed, because there was another girl there in that romper that I would have walked out
Oh
the door
my
in.
God.
Another girl there. I was like,
Oh
oh
my
my
God. That
God.
is divine intervention.
I would have had to do that weird twinsies. Let's get a picture, girl.
That's funny. No, this thing just reminded me of like back in the day when you going to like to meet up with some guy or whatever, and it's like, am I gonna put on like a full outfit, or am I just gonna go in like basketball shorts and a t-shirt? Because we all know what's happening. And so you
Yeah.
get dressed, you're like, I want to be all cute
You
because I
get
want to make a
dressed like
good. You
Miranda
get
in the
cute, like I want
jumpsuit.
to make a good impression, and then it's
Yeah.
time to go. You're like, you know what? I'm not even. No,
No, the
shorts and a
second visit
t-shirt.
is when you show up in the leggings and the t-shirt, child.
Oh no, I'm gay, so that's visit number 1.
Okay, Anthony.
I,
So,
I rebuke that in the name of Jesus.
So yeah, she stops and changes into that Vivian Westwood dress. And that's when we get the scene, Denver. If you
Whoa.
recall, when they were in the midst of filming this season, this scene of Carrie in this outfit, bronzed, up, side part, glistening, walking to this party, went viral. For those of you who missed it, it's available on socials. Paparazzi were actually outside on location and got video of Sarah Jessica walking, and she's eating it in the video.
Baby.
So I knew she was going to eat it in the scene
And
whenever
she
we
did.
saw it.
Let's not disappointed.
It was no disappointment. And I feel like it's one of those things that only Carrie Bradshaw could pull off because it didn't have hanger appeal. And when I got a good look at it, it's cute on her. I couldn't do that.
Well, when we saw it in the closet, she was like, something I'm putting together. And I'm like, okay, well, it's clearly, it's clearly in progress.
Yeah.
But lo and behold, no, that was it. And it just looked great.
Yeah.
On her.
And as you mentioned, she's strutting. And as a nod to Jennifer Lewis, who guest starred earlier, this scene reminded me, I have in all caps, which is Jennifer Lewis is one of her morning mantras, which is shoulders back, titties front.
Yes.
That's how you walk into the room with confidence. And so a lot of times I do shoulders back, titties front. And I love that well, titties never go. I'm never going to have the caved shoulders and titties in. Like when I'm confident, I'm 5'9", I wear tall heels. I'm not walking in with my head held low. It's going to be held high.
Nor should you.
And I love how. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, just think about this entire episode. Now that I think about it, she was kind of on point this whole episode. I feel like since Aiden, she's been putting a lot more into her appearance.
Isn't that how it goes?
Every time we've seen her step out or step in with Duncan, like she's just been like on 10.
But isn't that how it goes? I know that's how it goes for me.
Well, I don't know. I haven't been post breakup in a very long time, so I don't know.
Yeah, fair. I'm asking the wrong person. Well, those of you who are out there, isn't that how it goes? But I love that when Carrie enters this party, she commands the attention, which is also I'm unapologetic when I say it. That's a goal of mine, especially when I step into like industry events or things with peers. I'm like, yes, I'm showing up as my authentic self, but I'm going to be looking good. I'm going to be smelling good. And the outfit's going to be cute. There's going to be some type of statement shoe, statement purse, because when I walk in, all eyes on me. I didn't do all of this for nothing.
Hello.
So yeah, I love commanding the attention of a room. And I love the name Imogen.
Yes, like Imogen
That's
Heap,
Duncan's ex-wife and publisher. She is gagged, which also helped Carrie, right? She walks into this party and she's like, oh my God, Carrie, that bitch is eating. Okay. She never comes to our parties. I always invite her.
And I love how cool Duncan was during this whole interaction. He was just like, really? Tell me more.
So fine at this party,
baby.
I don't know what it was about the stage lighting or whatever, but I was like, damn, Duncan.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
He was so fine. The hair was good. The outfit was good. I was like, woo.
He did it for Carrie. He got all dressed up.
See, I miss the innocence of when the energy is new.
the courtship, if you will.
Yes, when it's new and this little unspoken, like I can tell that you put some effort into getting ready because I did too. And when you looking and smelling good too. So Duncan greets Carrie, of course, showering her with compliments, and she's flirty and sharp. You know, she's doing that classic, that witty flirtiness. And then we're back at Giuseppe's place. And this is when Anthony suggests that they move in together. And Giuseppe turns him down. He's like, no, not right now.
Smart man.
Moving a little too fast. And then Giuseppe has to go pee. And on his way back from the restroom, Andrew's door is cracked. And Andrew is sitting there viciously masturbating.
Yuck.
To the marionette puppet that he made in Giuseppe's likeness.
Creepy. Disgusting.
Now, I've had my share of weird roommates in LA, especially when I moved here, when I first moved here, but never nothing like this.
I mean, the puppet thing wouldn't have even checked out for me.
Like, I'm not standing in no place with no puppet maker.
Not at all.
I read too much Goosebumps in my formative years.
Not at all. Just
Tales from the Crypt, bitch. There's
a lot of art you could make. You could draw. You could paint. It's gold.
I'm not doing no doll collectors either.
No,
That freaks me out. And there's no shade to those of you who are out there who do the collector's items. The only thing I would accept is maybe Funko Pops. If you collected those and kept them in your room. No Labubus.
I like Labubus. I was at the Labubu store yesterday, actually. It's Century City.
They have a store?
Well, the Pop Mart store where they sell them all. And there's a vending
machine. And what are they? $5,000 a Labubu?
There's a big one that was $200. That's everybody.
Why would you want a big one?
I mean, they're cute.
That shit is terrifying. Those things are scary.
Okay, well, no Labubu for you.
No Labubu for you. So that's when Giuseppe burst back into his room and he's like, yeah, I'm ready. I think it's time for me to move. Which, yes.
Good call.
Yeah, good call. Because this is getting
creepy.
I
find it hard to believe with a roommate that creepy, that's the first weird encounter that they've had. For some reason,
yeah.
If you're going to leave your door open to do that and barge in like that, then I'm sure there's been a bunch of weird ass signs that just.
But something tells me that Giuseppe's a bit green. He's a bit green.
Yeah.
The fact that man even walked into Giuseppe's room without knocking.
He was cool with it.
Like that would have been a boundary that I established the first time you tried to pull some stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Giuseppe's a bit green.
True.
So, now we're back at the party. And Duncan and Carrie, they're talking about books. And they're talking about this with Imogen. And we also learned in this conversation that Duncan leaves for London in a week. So his time is up.
And I think this is the part where we learned that this was his ex-wife.
Yeah. Because I had literally written in my notes, is this his ex-wife? And then literally by the end of the scene, it was mentioned. And I like their relationship. I think that the fact that they don't have children is what keeps them cordial in a working, like they seem like legit friends. I don't think that would be the same if they had children in the picture.
I mean, it could have been. I mean, maybe they just didn't work out for whatever reason.
Very mature, or as they say in the Baptist church, mature.
But Duncan gives me that he's very mature.
Yeah, so. He gonna steer the ship. Then we get this little flash scene of Miranda at her place. Brady is in the second bedroom and he's falling asleep, and it's a little throwaway scene.
Looking at her baby.
Yeah, as he prepares for his baby. Then we get Duncan and Carrie. They arrive home, and that's when things get a little mixy. I think the book is wonderful. I think you're wonderful.
Blushed.
We tap dancing. And
I mean, kinda. I mean, I feel like that was as direct as they've been. Like that was
for sure. And that's when Duncan cuts to the chase and says, "Do you want to come downstairs?" And to be clear, I'm done writing for today. Woo!
No, I think
God.
I got stuck on the "you're a thing and I'm a mess."
I'm a train wreck in the morning.
That I'm like twirling my headphones. I'm like, that was so sweet.
Yeah. And Carrie says, "Wait, rewrite. You're not a mess. I think you're wonderful."
Bars.
And so Carrie turns him down. He invites her downstairs and she says, I'm okay. And I mean, literally a callback to the episode with her getting ready for the party and she changed her mind. Now she's getting ready to go home and she changes her mind. And in this scene, I did not notice this when she was doing her power walk to the party, but she has on the shoes that he was playing with in her closet. She wore those shoes with that Vivian Westwood dress.
So when I didn't realize it either, but they cut to them when she was
they cut to the shoes.
I was like, why the hell are they cutting to?
Because she's feeling it, girl. You picking out personal, which made me smile ear to ear because there are things like, let's say I got complimented on something, like I will, like if I know I'm gonna see you, and you,
especially with the fragrance.
Yeah. Oh, I love when men talk about my perfumes. I haven't had an Adam moment yet where a man has been like, I left that girl because of you. But I love
give it time.
Please.
Give it time.
Because Iyanla says, if you do it to her, you do it to me. And you don't have permission to do it.
I don't subscribe to that, but teach his own.
Do you subscribe to how you get them is how you lose them?
No.
Shout out to Wendy.
I don't.
I don't know. I've seen the great circle of life, Simba. I don't know. But nevertheless, we're at the end of the episode. Carrie changes her mind, as I mentioned, and she darts down the stairs and runs into Duncan's arms and cut to the next morning.
She got Duncan's pipe, and I remember saying, I hope we get Duncan's pipe, or Carrie gets Duncan's pipe, and
For
lo and
what it's
behold,
worth, in this scene, I was like, I'm glad that she got her a piece of that, but I don't need a relationship from them.
so when she said no, when she turned him down, I was like, you know what, smart girl, because just sometimes you kind of need to leave things as they are and not
Yeah.
complicate things any further, especially if you are still working on your book. I'm like, your book's not finished. Don't fuck this up while
Yeah.
you're still working together, because you don't know how that's gonna,
And
change
getting peer
things.
review and stuff. Because see,
Correct.
typically things that happen like this. You sleep with a neighbor and the shit is sweet and it's been this
Oh,
build up.
well,
Then next thing you know, you see Duncan bringing a woman home. And now
right,
you looking out the window looking crazy
right. But
at the
then
laptop.
when she turned around, and then when she turned around and went downstairs, I was like, you know what? If that's what she wants to do,
The
sure.
way I see it is YOLO. You leave in a week.
Yeah, but
YOLO.
here's the thing. He was leaving in a week before he got it. Now he might want to stay.
Oh,
My sublet's up. Can I come stay with you
no.
upstairs?
No.
You have all that room.
Oh, please. What is he gonna do? Call her Big Money next? Because she got 7 bestsellers and he got 5.
Oh,
But yeah, in this scene, I was like, I'm glad that they got themselves some pieces, but I do not need a relationship from this.
yeah.
I don't need
I
them to
agree.
start dating. I don't.
I agree.
It's cute for what it is. Cute little rebound. Best way to get over a man is get under a new one.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Carrie. And so, but also in this scene, I love that Duncan says, "What's gonna happen to the woman? Do you have the ending yet?" Carrie's joking, talking about smallpox, big pox, talking about killing her off. And Duncan rejects that and says, I hope that she lives. She's such a unique character, and it would be a shame to end her.
I mean, I thought again, back to the writing. Like, I thought it was so sweet and so poetic.
And it got real corny when he said, I've missed a deadline, but you have given me a lifeline.
No,
That would have been
again,
round 2 for me.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
I'm such a sucker for the corniness of it all. That would have been
Yeah, me
round
too.
2 for me. And so the episode ends with Carrie in her rat-free garden, remodeled garden, and she is reflecting on her summer. Damn, girl.
Damn. I mean, finally.
Yeah.
Finally. And I hope that, to your point, I hope they end here. I feel like it's a nice closing of the Duncan chapter, no pun intended. And I think that Carrie can just focus on her friends and her book and, finishing that house.
So how do you rate this episode?
I'm going to give it a 9. Like,
Mm.
I really, really enjoyed this episode. I think the writing was great. I think the pacing was great. I think it was weirdly satisfying, I think, for everyone.
It gave us a nice break that everybody wanted. We were so fed up with Aiden and Carrie. Oh my God.
My friend Chris on Twitter, shout out to Chris, he said that this is probably the most Sex in the City episode of the season we've gotten thus far. And I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
I agree as well.
I would agree.
I give it an 8.
Okay.
I give it an 8. Only because the last 2 episodes that felt like carrier episodes for me. Didn't really. I enjoyed last week's episode more than I enjoyed this week's episode, but it was still a beautiful episode. But yeah, that's
we got a lot of heart in this one between Adam, and he was like, I'll come out of your plants, and the opening up about his
I'm
mom.
glad that the vertigo is over for Charlotte. We're not talking about that anymore.
Sure. I mean, I forgot about that.
I did see on Reddit, because I get emails from like Reddits that I visited, and some people are mad. They say that they think that the writers are trying to make Seema too much like Samantha, which I disagree. I think Seema's her own. I don't think Seema's anything like Samantha. And they've been calling her Seamantha. Like they've merged the names.
No. See, I thought that at first. Like,
me too.
They were trying.
I think we talked about that.
Yeah, but Seema's kind of stepped into her own situation.
She's nothing like Samantha. Nothing.
No, but she's still my favorite new addition, and I could watch an entire episode of just Seema.
Yeah. I
Easy.
think it's just what people relate to is the bad bitchery of it all. And there's plenty of
Mhm.
bad bitches in New York City
Mhm.
running around with drivers and owning businesses and power suits. And like, there's plenty of
Come on,
that,
power suits.
I'm just saying, like, that's not a Samantha exclusive thing.
No, not at all.
So with that on that, this concludes season 3, episode 10, Better
Yep.
Than Sex. We will see you all next week. I will be out of town. So I'll be
Okay.
doing this from a hotel room next week.
And then the week after
I'm
that,
gonna pray for
I
that
will be
Wi-Fi.
well, the week after that will be switched. I'll be in a hotel room the week
And I'll
after
be
that.
back.
So, but we'll keep it rolling.
We will keep it rolling. We will keep it rolling. Until then, you all know where to find us.
Sure.
Speakpipe.com/we're just like that. Leave your comments on YouTube. I'll check the Spotify and leave us a
Yes.
message. That's the best way you're going to be heard on the show. We love hearing from you all, and we will see you next week for
Sure
episode
will.
11.
Sure will. All right. Bye, guys.